Hi there, everyone. How are you? I hope you're well. My name is Lillian Larty, for those of you who don't know, and I'm a health, wellness, and wellbeing specialist and transformation coach. And I specialize in helping ambitious women who are professionals, who are business women, who feel tired, exhausted, and overworked, and possibly burnt out as well. I help them to show up in life feeling clear, calm, and resilient, and having the ability to live with flow in life and work so that they can achieve their aspirations and goals. Now, I've been in the health, fitness, and wellness industry for over 20 years in various types of roles, a fitness trainer, massage therapist, exercise instructor, and I've loved every aspect of it. My main work now just focuses on coaching and coaching for wellness and well-being. And the reason why my focus is in this area is because about 9, 10 years ago, I myself burnt out from stress. I was running 3 busy massage clinics in London. I had a number of personal training clients and exercise classes that I was teaching, and I was working 12+ hour days. And as much as I loved doing what I did, I found that I was on this hamster wheel, treadmill, rat race living of needing to work, to make money, to keep a roof over my head, that type of thing. And eventually my body just said, no, we've had enough, and I burnt out. I recovered from that, thankfully, but then I still had that mindset of working hard, pushing myself, stress related busyness, living life at a fast pace. And then in 2018, I had a health crisis, again, stress related. And it made me realize that as much as I was good at looking after myself, well, kind of looking after myself. Let me put it this way. I knew the knowledge of taking care of the body physically. Doesn't mean that I was necessarily doing it, but I wasn't taking care of myself mentally and emotionally, which is so fundamental. So that put me on the path to not only helping my clients with their physical aspects of their wellness and well-being, but also implementing more of the emotional, the mental, and in some cases, the spiritual side of well-being and wellness as well. So that is who I am. So today's subject is about giving yourself permission to give yourself a break. Yes, to give yourself a break or to take a break. Now, I'm just going to check on my computer here, because often when I do a live on Facebook, I don't tend to see the comments that come up. So I will be checking on here. If you've got any comments, pop them, or any questions, pop them in the comments as I go along, and I will answer them. Likewise, this is still refreshing. Likewise, if you're watching the replay, put hashtag replay. And again, if you've got any questions, pop them in the comments box and I'll be happy to answer them for you. Also, if you find this video beneficial, which I'm sure you'll find it absolutely helpful, feel free to share this with other women who need to give themselves permission to take a break. Now, let me just sure. Yes, it says live is happening. So, excellent. Okay, yeah. So here we go. I've got my notes. So day. So the first thing is, what is happening in this current situation? The current situation is we're in COVID-19, and I don't know why when I do a live, I always get a cough. I don't know why. I'm just going to grab my water. I always tend to get a cough or a tickly throat or something. If anyone knows what that means, let me know. I think I know what it means, but anyway. Currently, COVID-19, people are emerging back into work, back into the workplace. And from the ladies, some of the ladies that I've spoken to, it appears that because some people are on furlough still, some people are not quite back into work full time, Others sadly have lost their jobs. For those of you who are business women, maybe you find that you're doing more. So those in the workplace are possibly doing more, taking on other roles that they didn't take on before. So you're feeling a bit overworked. Maybe those of you who are in business, your business has excelled, which is great, but you're thinking, hold on a minute, I'm just a sole trader, I'm a solopreneur, and there's so much work coming my way, I don't know what to do, help. And maybe you're just feeling drowned in work. Maybe you're feeling overwhelmed with the number of things you've got to take on. Maybe there's new responsibilities that have come up for you, and you're just thinking, I haven't stopped since the beginning of this year, because, you know, when lockdown came and COVID-19 and all the pandemics that arose out of that came, it disrupted a lot of our routine. So people have been keeping themselves busy, 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 busy. And to the point where I'm just hearing stories that people are just, you know, on the verge of burnout. They're on the verge of really stress related. So many things that I'm hearing. So I feel that it's appropriate for me to bring this message on giving yourself permission to take a break. Let me just scroll down and make sure that I am keeping one eye on any comments that pop up. Brilliant. Okay. So, and hello to those of you who are watching live. So the first point is, why is it important to take a break? It might be for some of you, but for those of you who are of the mind hard and you're just focused and tunneled in and you just want to get your work completed, you find yourself just taking on more and more and more stuff to do, more responsibilities, etc. It can be difficult to say, hold on a minute, I need to stop, I need to take a break. Take it from one who knows. Hello, I burnt out, had a health crisis, so I know what I'm talking about here. You can be so fixated in just working, especially when you've got a strong work ethic and you love your work, possibly you're passionate about your work. Stopping to take that break can be really challenging, and I'll talk about, you know, why that is in a minute. But why is it important for us to take a break? Well, first and foremost, we're human beings. Okay, we're not human doings, we're not superhumans. I remember when I was working as a fitness trainer, exercise teacher, and we would hear about whispers of people. Oh, hi, Michael. Hello. Thanks for joining me. We would hear whispers in the industry, the health fitness industry, of people burning out, and we thought, oh, that would never happen to us. We're fit, we're invincible, we know what we're doing, we eat well, we exercise, etc. But sadly, to our detriment, we didn't know what we were doing. We pushed ourselves because we felt that we had the energy, we felt that we were fit, we felt that we were eating the foods and kind of sleeping properly, and taking the breaks and things like that. But we were wearing ourselves down, not only physically because of the number of classes and number of work that we were doing, but we were wearing ourselves down mentally and emotionally. We didn't understand about taking a break mentally and emotionally. Michael says, listen to this beautiful lady. She's full of excellent knowledge. Oh, bless you. Thank you, Michael. I'm humbled. So remember that you are a human being, and thank you for the hearts. Secondly, why is it important to take a break? It limits as to how far you can go before reaching exhaustion or breakdown or burnout. Okay, there are limits. We're not invincible. We can't keep going and pushing ourselves like even a machine, even a robot needs a break. You know, even, you know, the modern day robots that they're creating, you know, even I just got a new technology, I got a new radio, and in it, it's got, in the instructions, it says it has an inbuilt switch off component. So after it's sort of in standstill mode or whatever for like 10 minutes, then it switches off. Likewise with my computer, it switches off when it's idle, when it realizes, oh, she's not working on it, or no one's operating this machine, and it just switches off automatically. So why not us as human beings? We have limits. So you know, we there's a limit as to how far we can keep working and pushing ourselves before we reach exhaustion, breakout, or burnout. Breakdown or burnout. The next point is, why is it important to take a break? It's naturally built in us as human beings to have a break. For example, when you feel tired, when you feel sleepy, what does that mean? We need to sleep. Our body needs to shut down in order to continue to do certain functions, in order to repair, to restore us, so that we feel restored and re-energized to continue to live as human beings. Likewise, like I was saying with my computer, it has an inbuilt function that when it goes into idle mode and it sleeps, it shuts down when it realizes that no one's working on it. It actually does functions in the background to keep the computer going. So how much more us as human beings? Isn't that amazing as a human being? I think that's just fantastic. And why is it important to take a break? It's real self-care. It is real self-care to take a break. It's not, taking a break should not be worn as a badge of honor because you've worn yourself out, because you've burnt yourself out, because you're totally exhausted, that you end up in hospital. That, oh well, now I have to have a break. It shouldn't be. Taking a break should not be worn as a badge of honor. Okay. And real self-care is a reflection of your self-worth. Yes, it is absolutely true, Michael. Thank you. So, how do you give yourself permission to take a break? How do you recognize the signs that you need to take a break? And what do you think your signs are? Because everybody's signs are different. So either pop it in the comments, or if you're watching a replay, pop it in the comments. What signs do you recognize that you know that you need to take a break? Now, for me, I recognize taking a break as I feel, well, energy wise, my body's super sensitive since having the burnout and the health crisis. So I'm really sensitive to that when my energy levels dip. When I get irritable, I feel snappy a lot more sensitive as well. Those are some of the signs that I realise that I need to take a break. And then obviously the tiredness, you know. Now I obey that, whereas before I didn't. I would push through the tiredness, I would push through the exhaustion because I just felt that I needed to keep going. So here are some of the common signs, and you might be able to relate to these. So number one, you feel tired and exhausted. It's a given. But some of us have been programmed and conditioned to push through that tiredness, push through that exhaustion and keep going. But that is a sign you need to take a break. Number two, you feel drained or you're low on energy. Physically and mentally. Don't forget the mental exhaustion and tiredness. We tend to just associate that tiredness is just to do with the physical body. It's not. It's to do with our thoughts, our thought patterns, the thoughts that we're thinking. Often when we're tired and we need to take a break, you can find that, and I find this as well, that my thoughts start to become irrational. They're just all over the place. I have more of a busy mindset than ever when I am tired and exhausted. So that is one sign. Okay. Number three is you may feel, as I mentioned, I find that I get this sign. You feel irritable, you feel snappy. That is a sign you need to take a break. Fourth point is difficulty making decisions, easy decisions. It could be something like, okay, what am I going to eat today? What am I going to do for my leisure time? What time am I going to finish work? That type of thing. You just think, oh, you know what? It's too much mental energy to even think about it. I'm not even going to bother to think about it. I'm just going to continue to work. That's a sign you need to take a break. Possibly you're finding you're getting brain fog as well. You know, where it feels like you've just got this veil, you can't think clearly, you need to take a break. Next sign is frequent illnesses. If you have frequent illnesses, picking up colds easily, getting lots of headaches, also feeling tension in your body, maybe more on a serious level, your blood pressure is higher than normal. Maybe if you suffer with diabetes, your blood sugars are higher than normal. maybe you go to a doctor for a routine examination and they're saying, well, A, B, and C seems to be wrong with you. Your hormones are all over the place. As a woman, you're finding that your cycle, possibly your cycle is again being a bit erratic. Those are signs that you need to take a break. The next sign is you make mistakes. You think, oh, why am I making this mistake? I don't normally do that. Why did I put that there? Or why did I sign that off? Or how did I put that email out with all those spelling mistakes or grammar mistakes? And, maybe you go out shopping and you forget to come back with your shopping. I've heard so many women say things like that. Has that ever happened to you? It's never happened to me, but I've heard stories like that. So making mistakes, you need to take a break. And my last sign is, and by no means this is the end of the signs, there are many signs that you need to take a break, that life and work generally feels harder than usual. You feel unmotivated. It feels like it's a real effort to get going, particularly in the mornings and maybe during the daytime. And yeah, you just find that you've got a busy mind and you find it hard to switch off. You need to take a break. So what signs relate to you? Put that in the comments. I'll be interested to know. Do you recognize any of those signs? Can you relate to any of them? You need to take a break. Okay, so what is stopping you from taking a break? Okay, you recognize the signs. So you're right, okay, Lillian, I recognize the signs. Guilt, but I still don't need, I can't take a break. I don't feel like I need to take a break. Or, okay, I'll take a break maybe in a week or maybe later. What is actually stopping you from taking a break? Here are some points. Number one, you don't know how to stop. It feels uncomfortable for you to stop and rest. You just think, taking a break? What? I can't afford to take a break. We make excuses as to why we can't stop and take a break. It just feels uncomfortable. It feels alien because we're so used to being on this treadmill, this train of working, and pushing ourselves that to stop and rest just feels fearful. We're just afraid of doing it. The second point is you're afraid that everything will collapse or break down or a disaster will happen if you take a break. Very common. I used to feel that way, especially if you're a solopreneur, you run your own business, maybe you're the head of a team, you're leading a team and you think, oh my goodness, if I take a break, my team members, they're just gonna, it's like, whilst the cat's away, the mice will play type of thing. They're not going to do their work. Someone needs to keep an eye on them and I can't afford to take a break. It's that type of mentality. So you don't take a break because you feel that if I do, then everything's going to collapse. Next point is why you don't stop to take a break is you want to stay in control of keeping things going. So if you're a control freak, this one is for you. How many control freaks are out there? I'm an kind of recovering ex-control freak. But yeah, that used to be me years ago. I can't stop. I've got to keep things going. If I stop, then, all my clients are going to leave. Or when I worked in corporate, if I stop, then when I come back, I'll have even more work to do. That was a big fear of mine when I worked in corporate because I was assisting a team. I was a team organizer, and always in the back of my mind was like, I need a break. But if I come back, my inbox is going to be like piled high. So I hardly took, And then the last point is why you don't stop to take a break, is you feel guilty. You feel guilty of stopping and taking a break. You think, well, if I take a break, then what are people going to say? I can't be seen to be taking a break. People are going to think I'm lazy. People are going to think that I'm not competent in doing my job or my work. So therefore, I'm not going to take a break. But here's the thing. Real self-care is taking a break when you recognize the signs, and even when the signs are not obvious. Often we wait until the signs are obvious. Oh, I'll take a break when I feel totally exhausted. I'll take a break when such and such comes back from their holiday. I'll take a break when the team are at a stable place where I'm able to just release control and they'll be okay. I'll take a break when I've made my next £1,000 in my business. I'll take a break after I've taken on so many clients. I'll take a break when the children are out of school, or whatever the excuse is. But we shouldn't stop to wait for signs in order for us to take a break. Real self-care is taking a break when you recognize the signs, and even when the signs are not obvious. So even when you don't feel tired, even when, I often had clients come to me and say, oh, I'm so looking forward to this massage, I deserve it. And I'd say, oh, that's interesting. Why do you deserve it? Oh, I've been working so hard and, I haven't had a break for. So that massage was like a badge of honor, to the point where they were working themselves so hard to the point of exhaustion, overworking, tiredness, etc., that this massage served as a badge of honor. Don't be like that. Taking a break is a reflection of your self-worth. How worthy are you of taking a break? You're a human being, not a human doing. You're worthy of taking a break. Okay, so types of breaks, and how do you actually implement breaks in your life and your work routine? So firstly, you can do a regular schedule. Okay, you can look at your year or your months or your weeks ahead, and you can say, right, this is when I'm going to start to take my breaks, regardless of what's happening, regardless of if there's a crisis or if there's lots going on in work. I am going to put that break in, because if you don't book it in, if you don't implement it in, it's never going to happen. In this day and age where life is so busy and people are moving at a fast pace, it's likely that if you don't book your breaks in, you're never going to take them. Okay. And or you can wait for the signs, which is what I mentioned before. You can wait for the signs that you need to take a break. Now, the danger of waiting for the signs that you need to take a break is that you can work and work and work and work and work. You can recognize those signs and work through those signs that you need to take a break, and you'll never have a break. So, first point of call is to schedule in those breaks. Now, what do those breaks look like? Well, let's start on a day-to-day basis. Building in your lunch breaks, building in your regular breaks, your tea breaks, your work. Do some type of work, whether you're working with a client face to face or a colleague at work or something online. Say to yourself, okay, every hour I'm going to take a 10-minute break or a 15-minute break. You could start there. Okay, or you could say, right, I am going to make sure I have my morning break, my lunch break, and my afternoon break throughout my workday. Okay, if you haven't got like a 9 to 5 type of regular scheduled job or work, you could say, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to work for maybe 2-3 hours, and then I'm going to have an hour's break, and then work for 2-3 hours. Just scheduling breaks within your day. Okay, so you could start there. If you're looking at your week ahead, what day can you choose to have a complete day off? Now, most people feel frightened about it. A whole day off? What, me? Wow. And for people nowadays, having a whole day off is just like, I could never do that. I could never give myself permission to have a whole day off. I'm giving you the permission. Give yourself permission to have a whole day off once a week where you do absolutely nothing. Now, people say, well, Lynn, you don't understand my situation. I've got 5 kids. I've got this. I've got that going on, blah, 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 blah. I've worked with women who have 5 children. I've worked with couples who have lots of children, plus they're running their own businesses, plus some of them have got jobs as well, high demanding jobs. And I have worked with them through a schedule, building in breaks, taking a day off. And it has transformed their life, transformed their well-being, transformed their health, not only for themselves, but for their whole family and those around them. So let's stop looking at the excuses and let's ask ourselves, okay, wow, a whole day off. I would love that, but how can I make it work? Ask yourself, how can I make this work? rather than say, well, I couldn't do it. No, 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 no. I just can't. You can if you really want to. And if you need to, you can. Take it from one who knows, because I went with the mentality that, oh, I'll take a break when, I'll take a break when, I'll take a break when this happens, or that's sorted, or this, that, and the other. And then in November 2018, when I had the health crisis, guess what? My body decided I need to take a break because I wasn't listening. So if you don't take the break, your body will decide it for you. Okay. Likewise, when I burnt out, wasn't listening. My body just said, okay, if you're not going to listen to us, we'll shut you down. We'll take you out. And that's what happened. So you can take a break. So if you're looking at your month ahead, maybe you might be someone who says, okay, you know what, looking at my schedule, it can be a bit flexible. I could possibly take 1 week off in a month. I know many entrepreneurs who are starting to implement this into their schedules because they've realized how hard they've been working. So what they tend to do is they plan out their year, or their quarter, or every 6 months, and each month they build in every 3 weeks they have a week off. That's something I've done in the past, and I do it here and there. I'm going to start implementing it more from September, where I'm every 3 weeks. Yes. And you must be thinking, wow, Lillian, can you really do that? Could I really do that? Yes, you can. You can do it. And I've given you the permission to do it. So please take the permission and do it. You'll love it. And months off in a year. Have you ever thought about having a month off in a year? Maybe not. You're thinking, what, a month off work in a year? Oh my goodness, how could I? No, that can't happen. Oh, my workplace is this, my workplace is that, and my business would not allow me to take a month off. Again, something that I've done. Hello, when I burnt out, when I had the health crisis, I had no choice but to take. I took 6 months off from my business. I took months off when I burnt out, not by choice, but because of necessity. I needed to heal. And I don't want you to get to that point where you're burnt out, you've had a breakdown, you're having a meltdown, you're exhausted, and you've got no choice but to take months off. Yeah, so start to implement these breaks in now. So you can start on a daily basis where you're going to build your breaks in during your day. Then look at your weeks. What days can you take off in a week? What week can you take off in a month if you want to do that? What breaks can you take every quarter, every half a year, etc.? What months, if you want to take a whole month off? I know people who take the whole of August off. I know people take the whole of April, the whole of December off, and they feel so refreshed and benefit from taking that time off. And you could take seasonal breaks. Now, there was a guy that I coached years ago. He was a very successful osteopath. And just before I continue, let me check if there's any new comments. Okay, I'm not seeing any come up, so I'm fine. And he said to me, he said, Lillian, I find that when it gets to winter and when it starts to get cold, I just don't want to work. I just find it hard to get out of bed and go to work. I find it hard. I don't feel motivated. And basically, he had seasonal affective disorder syndrome. So I said to him, okay, let's have a look at your business, how it works. He was a solopreneur, okay, solopreneur. And what we decided to do, looking at the landscape of his business, was it would benefit him to have either shut down his business completely during that season and just explain to his clients, well, this is what's happening. And we came up with another idea, which I'll explain in a minute. Or he could hire an assistant who could keep the clinic going and still serve his clients whilst he was away for the whole of winter. So first of all, he went with the second option, which was to get an assistant in and to serve his client, which worked really successful for him. So he said, okay, so I've got this happening now. He says, now I'm just at home, but I feel like, during this time, I really want to get out of England. I need the sun, I need the heat. So I said, well, why not go away? And, if you feel to, if the place is adaptable, why not set up a clinic where you're away in the sun and the heat? Why not maybe serve your clients online as well? Give them a package where not only are they seeing your assistant, but you're also helping your clients online as well. And you thought, oh my goodness. And that totally transformed his business. It totally transformed the way he works. And as far as I know now, he's still implementing it. As soon as it turns to October, as soon as it starts to get a bit cold, him and his girlfriend, they pack up and they go abroad to somewhere hot and sunny, and he either chooses not to do any work, or he serves a few selective clients online, and that's it. And then when the weather warms up a bit, he comes back. Win-win all round. He feels refreshed. His clients enjoy him even more because he's not exhausted, or he's not feeling miserable and angry and irritable. His assistant is benefiting because she's getting some work as well. And it's just a fabulous model, and I love it. So that's another option of building in breaks, okay? Any questions so far? Anyone got any questions? Any questions before I move on to the benefits and value of taking a break? And I'd like to know what appeals to you, what I've just shared there. What would you like to implement? Do you need to work more on implementing breaks during your day? Would you like to have a week off in the month? Would you love to even have a day off in the week? Would you like to have a month off in a year? Would you love to take a whole season out of not working? It's possible. I've worked with people who do this, and it's possible. So what are the value? What's the value, the benefits of taking a break? Well, number one, you feel rested, you feel refreshed, you feel relaxed. You're a better person to be around as well. Mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, you just feel fabulous, okay, for taking a break. Number two, you're protecting and you're managing your energy. Remember, energy is a source that is so valuable to us that we can take advantage of it. Just because it's there doesn't mean it's going to last forever. Yeah, so let's protect and manage and honor our energy. Number three, by taking a break, you develop higher levels and consistent levels of resilience. Now, resilience doesn't develop by pushing yourself and working harder and harder and taking on more and more stuff, but resilience actually develops from a place of rest. Okay, resilience doesn't happen through pushing, through tiredness, through exhaustion. It develops from a place of rest. Resilience means to bounce back, to have that ability to bounce back. And the only way you can bounce back is by coming from a place of rest. So this is why taking a break is valuable. And then the fourth value, and by no means the last one, is you get fresh ideas, you get fresh perspectives, you get fresh insights that you never would have thought of by being busy and working and not taking a break. So these are the values that you can reap from taking a break. So let me just go over what I've covered, because I've covered quite a bit here. So firstly, give yourself permission to take a break. You deserve a break. You're a human being, not a human doing. Even robots and machines take breaks. And there's limits as to only how far you can go by not taking a break before you burn out, exhaust yourself, and have a breakdown. Okay. Signs you need to take a break. You feel tired, you feel exhausted, you're irritable, you're snappy, you're a horrible person to be around. You must be picking up frequent illnesses, and we need to protect our immune system at this point. And you find that you're making lots of mistakes as well. What's stopping you from taking a break? Don't know how to stop. It feels uncomfortable. You feel guilty. You think, oh, if I stop, everything's going to collapse. Being in control. Feel like you need to keep going. No. That's not where you need to be. And then types of breaks, how to implement. Regularly schedule your breaks in. Okay, that's the only way things that your breaks are going to happen. And then the value of having breaks. Well, you're just going to be a better human being, basically. And it's going to benefit your wellness and your well-being. And as I mentioned before, taking a break is real self-care. Not taking a break is sacrificing your health, sacrificing your wellness and your well-being. And also taking a break is a reflection of your self-worth as a human, as a person. So my question to you is, when will you be taking your break? Maybe you're going to take a break after watching this live. Maybe you're thinking, you know what, Lillian, I'm having the whole afternoon off. Here in the UK, it's bank holiday weekend. Are you going to be taking a break, or are you going to be working? So let me know what you're going to be doing in terms of taking a break. And on that note, for me, I personally am going to be taking a break. I'm going to be taking just over a week off, so you're not going to see me much online. I don't think I'm going to be coming online. I'm going to be retreating. I tend to retreat off online when I take a break. Since March, since COVID, since lockdown, for me in my business, it's just been constant. It's been constant, even though I've been taking my breaks, my daily breaks and my weekly breaks and things like that, but I need to take a complete retreat. That's what I need, is a complete retreat. So so I'm taking off some time. So I've got lots of videos on this feed of my Facebook page. I've got lots of posts, so go over them. If you need to refresh yourself about resting, about stillness, about slowing down and taking breaks and just being human, just look over the videos and the posts that I've done for a while. You can choose one each day that I'm off. I should be back online 7th of September or thereabouts, 7th or 8th of September. But just go through the stuff that I've done before. You can also check out other materials that I've done, posts that I've done over on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on my YouTube channel as well. And just give yourself that break. Take a break. Give yourself the permission to take the break. I understand those of you who find it a challenge too, but you really, really need to as a human being. And you and those around you will thank you for it as well. All right. So if there's no questions, and I'm not seeing any questions come up on the comments, super. Okay. And again, those of you who watch the replay, if you've got any questions, pop them in the comments. If you found this live really beneficial, please share it with other women. And I know men follow me as well, hence Michael was watching earlier. Share it around to benefit those who are overworked. Number one, they're overworked. Number two, they've burnt out. They've had some type of breakdown. Or you just look at them, you're thinking, oh my goodness, you're exhausted. You need to stop and take a break. Play this video to them. Send this video to them. Play it to them. Feel free to share it. You don't have to ask me permission to do it. Share it. And I'm sure this will benefit and value them as well. Okay, our health and our wellness and our well-being is vitally important, and we want to show up the best way we can so that we can live life in order to fulfill our aspirations and goals, serve others, and be the best humans we can be. So I will see you in over a week's time. Have a wonderful break, those of you here in the UK, the bank holiday weekend. Yay! And for the rest of you, have a wonderful weekend, and I will speak with you soon. Take care. Bye.